All right, it says I'm live. I gave a commentary today, my Noach one. So my last stream, I got it up here now. That was September 28th, so over a month ago when I was working on that one. And that one, I gave that today. So once the audio is posted online, I will put together the video for that. And first, let me share this out. And then I will start working on my next commentary. Wait, do I want to share it on Facebook? Actually, maybe not. I'll share it on Twitter. Twitter, Gab, and stuff. So give some time for people to arrive if one would like to. Fortunately for this commentary, I've got most of it done. I just have to, now it's like trimming, and I'll add a little bit towards the end. Still got a little bit to add, and I've got all the assembling it together. Now it's just making it nice. And let me put this on Telegram too. I don't know how long I have, maybe about an hour and a half or so, not too long. Oops, there it is. Then I'll be able to start sharing the screen. Move this over here. And make a banner. Spoilers for Vayetze 2024 commentary. Yep, this one will be December. And then we're into 2025. I'm substituting in for this one. I'm taking someone else's spot. So I've got an extra one here. And then, this one isn't until December 7th. Let's see, I'll turn on the sound just in case I end up sharing something else. And then I got another one shortly after that. I have to check again when that one is. So with this one, it was way too long because I put two major parts in here. We've got the part where Jacob and his wives are leaving Laban. That's the part about this commentary is about. And then I put in the whole, a lot of the account of when King David, or when King Saul wanted to kill David. And so now that I'm going to try, and it was I think double the length it's supposed to be. So I'm going to try, here at this point, I'm just trying to consolidate it into one slide. So I had one slide with 1 Samuel 19, 1 through 4 or something on there. And I took that one out and put the list of those here. And now I think I can do the same thing. These next two are about Michael's daughter, or Saul's daughter, Michal. So go behind father's back. And so okay, I think I can do this one here. So this is verses 11 through 13. Say in 1 Samuel 19, Saul's son Jonathan, changes to Saul's children, Jonathan And Michael went behind their father's back and told, I should actually, I could put that here. Verses, let me see, was it verses 11 through 13. Saul's daughter Michael also went behind his back. She helped David escape and lied to Saul's men. Saul even called her out for deceiving him in verse 17. And so I can add this one here. This is kind of verses 19, 13 through 14. Actually, I'll change it 14 through 17. Oops. And I want to make this this little. Can I make this bigger? Well, it doesn't really like that. That might be a little too big. How big is this here? That's 50. It's not going to get that big. Just as long as there's the contrast. If I make this one a little bigger, then make this one even more. Oh, it's getting smaller now.
There is no way.
There. I'll leave it like that. But I'll try to make this one bigger. 24, 32. Yeah, that should be good enough disparity. Plus, I think I might add some more to this slide. Now, I want to get rid of these slides here. So in this other window, I've got these ones open. I've got like my base presentation open, just to make sure I have these saved somewhere. And then I can delete this one also. Let's see. And I can oh, I'm getting a phone call. Just 1 second. Oh, it's just my wife calling to let me know she's on her way home pretty soon here. So Probably won't be streaming too much longer. Okay, I'm going to add this one in here. Asked someone else to deceive their father, Samuel. Well, actually, let me see how many more of these I have. Oh, that's it. Yeah, so I will put that in here. Asked someone else to deceive their father. 1 Samuel 20, verse 5. Just reading this here. Let's see. I'll say 5 through 8. Yeah, let me see. So we can get rid of 1 Samuel 20, 5 through 8. Yep, I got that slide backed up already. In 1 Samuel 20, David, a man after 1 Samuel 20, David, a man after God's own heart, asked Jonathan to lie to his father. To his own father. Let's see. These were parent was talking about severely. I guess so. Breaking Torah. What's this? Yeah, so I'll just make sure this is in the other one. Yep. So I can delete that one. 1 Samuel 20. Another example of Jonathan going behind his father's back. So this is see the Lord God. I'll put this as 20, 12 through 13 here. 12 through 13. And I can delete. Wait. Oh, wait, this one. Yeah, and got to. Actually, I'm going to copy this over into here. And then because I don't have the text or the bolded part in the base presentation. So I want to make sure I keep that. Jonathan agreed. That should be good. So this is verse 28 through 20, 28 through 29. Jonathan agreed and went through the lie. Based on Saul's reaction, he definitely in verse 30, he definitely felt dishonored. Let's see. So this is 28 through 30. And I can get rid of it here. This is 31 through 32. I'll put this one over in the base one as well. And I think I can just take this out, and I should have enough, and I can take this out. Control. Put that in the backup. Let me make this thing bigger. A little bit. Let's go back to 28, and then I can make this. Let's do it like that. Yeah. Now I'll read through it, see how it sounds. Well, first one. Yeah. I think I'll say it like this. So we do have, in 1 Samuel 19:2, Saul's son Jonathan went behind his father's back and told David about Saul's intentions. In verse 4, let's consider another biblical account when King Saul wanted to kill David. In 1 Samuel 19:2, Saul's son Jonathan went behind his father's back, told David about Saul's intentions. In verse 4, Jonathan expressed his disagreement of his father's intentions directly to him. Both could be seen as dishonoring. Verses 11 through 13, Saul's daughter, Michal, also went behind his back. She helped David escape and lied to Saul's men. Saul even called her out for deceiving him in verse 17. In 1 Samuel 20, David, a man after God's own heart, asked Jonathan to lie to his own father. Jonathan agreed and went through with the lie. Based on Saul's reaction in verse 30, he definitely felt dishonored. So we do have scriptural examples of godly people doing things that would be considered dishonoring of their parents when they were doing what. Actually, I think I'll try to make these all the same size now. And I'll bold these ones there. So we do have scriptural examples of godly people doing things that would be considered dishonoring of their parents. That many would consider dishonoring their parents. Keep in mind, though, these were because someone's life was in danger. Parent was talking about severely breaking Torah. But it does indicate there is a limit to how much we are how much we must obey parents. Here, I'll just do that like this for now. Reminds me of what Yeshua said, Matthew 10:34. Well, now that I got those parts out, I think I will try. Oh, I want to copy this one down here to replace this one. And I will make these all the same size, click. Just 3. Okay, let me see if I got this in the other slides. Let's go right before Genesis 2, which yeah. All right, let's try reading this up. I'm going to try reading, see how long it takes at this point, and then I'll probably add some more text and stuff. So right now I got 28 slides. I might still have to take some out. Let's see how long it goes here. So someone did last week did a 15-minute commentary, so I got my timer set for 14. So let's see how it goes. Put this on. Might as well put it on here. Mm-hmm. All right. Hello, my name is Henry Thrun, and this week's Torah portion is Vayetze, or And He Left. Today is my 4th commentary on this portion and my 3rd in as many years. In the 2022 commentary, I looked at how the relationship between Jacob and Laban soured and what lessons we could learn from the account. I mentioned how we could get lessons out of it for many types of relationships, given that Jacob and Laban were both followers of Yahweh, were in business together, and were family. Today, I'd like to focus on the family part, especially as it relates to parents and children. This was spurred on by a recent story I came across on YouTube. Steven Anderson is a pastor who is, to put it mildly, controversial. During a past sermon, Pastor Daniel played one of his, our Pastor Daniel played one of his videos to counter some of his error. People are reporting that Anderson's children, who now appear to be young adults, have been coming forward accusing him of beating them and his wife, their mother. It's been reported that he was involuntarily put in a psych ward, as you can see from this screenshot. In one of the videos I watched, Anderson prayed that God would punish the people helping his children for causing them to dishonor him because he's their father. This is drawn from the fifth commandment, which instructs us to honor our fathers and mothers. What does it mean to honor our parents? Sometime I'd like to do a deeper study on that. Paul correlates it with obedience. Ephesians 6:1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with you and you may live long on the earth. Anderson refutes the claims against him, so it's a matter of their word against his. But I've heard similar statements elsewhere. Does the commandment to honor our fathers and mothers prohibit children from reporting abuse? If someone helps a son or daughter escape from this type of situation, are they sinning by causing the son or daughter to break this commandment? To take it a step further, does honoring our parents mean we have to always obey everything they tell us to do and never disagree with them? Let's look at some examples from Scripture. 1 Kings 15:11. Asa did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did his father David. And he banished the perverted persons from the land and removed all the idols that his fathers had made. Also, he removed Ma'akah, his grandmother, from being queen mother because she had made an obscene image of Asherah. And Asa cut down her obscene image and burned it by the brook Kidron. But the high places were not removed. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was loyal to the Lord all his days. We see Asa undid his things his ancestors has done, specifically removing idols. 1 Kings 15:3 states Asa's direct father, Abijam, walked in the sins of those ancestors. There are other examples of kings removing false gods that their fathers put up. For example, King Josiah started destroying the altars of false gods that his father Amon and his grandmother Manasseh made in 2 Kings 21-23. In the passage we read here, Asa removed his own grandmother from her position as queen mother. These seem like actions that would be dishonoring of parents. Yet we see here in verses 11 and 14 that Asa was loyal to God and did what was right in his eyes. This was probably due to the fact that these cases involve the parents walking in sin and causing others to sin. If someone was to remove a parent from their position for purely selfish reasons, like taking the position for himself, that would definitely be dishonoring. Let's consider another biblical account, when King Saul wanted to kill David. In 1 Samuel 19:2, Saul's son, Jonathan, went behind his father's back and told David about Saul's intentions. In verse 4, Jonathan expressed his disagreement of his father's intentions directly to him. Both could be seen as dishonoring. In verses 11 through 13, Saul's daughter, Michal, also went behind his back. She helped David escape and lied to Saul's men. Saul even called her out for deceiving him in verse 17. In 1 Samuel 20, David, a man after God's own heart, asked Jonathan to lie to his own father. Jonathan agreed and went through with the lie. Based on Saul's reaction in verse 30, he definitely felt dishonored. So we do have scriptural examples of godly people doing things that many would consider dishonoring of their parents. Keep in mind, though, these were because someone's life was in danger. The parent was talking about severely breaking Torah. This reminds me of what Yeshua said in Matthew 10:34. Do not think that I came to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's enemies will be those of his own household. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he who does not take his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He who finds his life will lose it, and he who loses his life for my sake will find it. Following God may lead us away from our parents. The examples we looked at so far were of parents in sin. If we go to this week's portion, we see an example of God calling kids away from their parents. Like Jesus is referring to here, God may call us in a different direction than our parents would like. Genesis 31:1. Now Jacob heard the words of Laban's son, saying, Jacob has taken away all that was our father's, and from what was our father's he has acquired all this wealth. And Jacob saw the countenance of Laban, and indeed it was not favorable toward him as before. Then the Lord said to Jacob, return to the land of your fathers and to your family, and I will be with you. Jacob had married Laban's daughters and was living with their family. We see the family had turned against Jacob, and God called Jacob to leave them. So Jacob sent and called Rachel and Leah to the field, to his flock, and said to them, I see your father's countenance, that it is not favorable toward me as before. But the God of my father has been with me, and you know that with all my might I have served your father. Jacob went to his wives and told them how their father was mistreating him, despite his efforts to honor him. Over the next several verses, Jacob recapped that mistreatment and told his wives what God spoke to him. In verse 12, and God said, lift your eyes now and see, all the rams which leap on the flocks are streaked, speckled, and gray-spotted, for I have seen all that Laban is doing to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed the pillar and where you made a vow to me. Now rise, get out of this land, and return to the land of your family. Would Jacob's wives go with him, or would they want to stay to honor their father? Actually, leaving your parents due to marriage isn't dishonoring them. In fact, we were created to do that. Genesis 2:21. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. Then the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, he made into a woman. And he brought her to the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. Ooh. Got to cut short here.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for watching.